Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ghostly Razor Show. I'm Ghostly Razor. Today, we're going to be talking about speeding up your computer, basically cleaning it up, a few things, and hopefully get it to speed up, booting up quicker, as well as just being able to open up applications and files quicker. It's generally a lot of the stuff has to do with your hard drive, so we're going to first go to the Start button and go to Computers and left click that and open up uh, to where your hard drives are. Now, most people will probably only have a C drive. They won't have a D, and I have a Z. I have several drives on mine. Um, so you're usually only going to have one and maybe a CD-ROM in there, like I got down here. Um, so basically what you want to do is right click on that and go to properties. We're going to clean this sucker up here uh, because what happens is your hard drive gets fragmented or it could have some errors on your drive as well, which makes it slow. That's what we're gonna work on right now. So in this, you want to go to the tab Tools first, and you want to do error checking first. This is going to diagnose any errors on your drive and fix them. So first you want to do, click on the check now. In this, you want to make sure both of these are checked because you not only want to fix file system errors, but you want to scan for and attempt to recover bad sectors. So you want to click on that. Now, if you only have a C drive or your main drive, if you do this on your main drive while you're in the operating system, it won't do it. It'll ask you, we'll do it right now, start, it'll ask you to uh, schedule a disk checkup. So next time you restart your computer, it will do the error checking. So you're going to want to click on that and then reboot your computer and let it do its check. And that could take depends on how slow your system is, how many problems there are. It could take uh, who know it could take 2 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes. It just depends how big your drive is and how many problems you have. So I'm not going to do that on this, but that's what you would do. And you'll check it and then restart your computer, let it do its thing. When you boot up, it'll let you know if there's any. I believe it pops up over here in your um, uh, what do you call it, Action Center, and it'll let you know if there was any errors and if it fixed any and what happened. Then you want to go back into your properties, which over here, which is Start. Pick along your computers and go to Properties, like we did before. And then you're going to want to defrag your computer. If you click on the defrag, and actually my drive here, C drive, I have a what's it called? I forgot the name of it. It's not a hard drive. It's a SSD drive. Excuse me, SSD drive, which doesn't need to be defragged because it's like static memory. It's like having a memory stick, so it doesn't have to be defragged. So what you do is you check. You can click on yours would be the C drive. You click on your drive, and as you can see right over here, it says what your fragmentation is. I already defragged mine, so I got 0 fragmentation. That's what you want. So it might say 5, 10, 20. If it's bad, who knows? It might say 50% if it's really bad. Then what you want to do is click on it and do your defrag disk. You can analyze it if you want, and it analyzes it and tells you what's wrong and shows you a bunch of stuff. Or you can just defrag it, and when you defrag it, it's going to show it's analyzing. It's going to analyze it for you anyway. So let that do its thing, and it will defrag it. After it analyzes it, it's going to defrag it. Since I have no fragmentation, shouldn't do anything on mine. But that should clean up so it's easier to access your files, so your computer doesn't take as long to find your files on the hard drive. Now, if you have more than one drive, you'll have to do them all. So that should help with making it quicker when you're booting up, as well as accessing programs and files when you're in Windows. And the other thing you can do is go to the General tab on your drive. You can also do a disk cleanup. This will get rid of. It'll do an analyze. It'll get rid of some extra files you don't need on your computer, because the less files you have on your hard drive, the more space you have free, the better too. Windows treats your computer better, and will make it run better. So we'll just let that do its thing here, calculating, and I'll show you what that looks like. Also on this window, while that's doing its thing, you want to make sure that this is checked down here. Allow files on this drive to have contents indexed in addition to file properties. This will also speed up finding your files, being able to search for your files on your hard drive. So this will speed up tremendously your computer, so it's faster to run. Okay, now this window came up here. See, it shows you all the files, temporary files, internet. You don't need those. You can delete those off. It gives you a bunch of different things, and you can decide. It basically tells you what you should delete, but you can delete anything you want generally in here. Dump files. Just depends on how big they are too. I mean, this is pretty big here. Temporary files. I don't need any temporary files on there. A temporary file means it's something that they put on there temporarily, and then to use to install something with, and it's no longer needed anymore. So you can get rid of those. And then there's error reportings. I like to keep those on there. And whatever it is that you want to do. And then, of course, you click OK. And do you want to delete these? Yes, we want to delete those. And that's going to clean up your drive. That's the C drive. Now, of course, if you have more than one drive, you'll have to do all your drives. So that takes a little time here. And then the indexing, like I said, that'll speed it up for you. Also, another thing that could make your computer slow, booting up or slow, especially booting up start menu, is startup files. So what you want to do is go into your, actually what we could do, you can just go into your search thing, type msconfig to find it, msconfig, or you can do it on your run command if you have that, msconfig. This pulls up a nice little program here that shows you what's loading when you boot. You basically want to go to the startup tab. It shows you all the things that are starting up, loading up when Windows is booting up the first time. Now, I got a lot of stuff in here, and you probably will too. Some people might not have as many as I do. The ones that are checked are what's running. You can uncheck anything you want and turn it off. So most things do not need to be running when your computer boots up. It doesn't need to be in the startup menu, because what happens is when you click on the program, if it needs something to be running, it'll run it. So you don't need a lot of these in there. A lot of them have to do with they might be checking for updates. See, this is an updater right here. So it's loaded in and it will check for an update. So the more of those programs you got running in your startup, the slower your computer is going to be to boot up. And so you can actually start doing stuff. Of course, once it's in there and running and your computer is up and working, it shouldn't affect your performance too much unless you don't have enough memory. Because everything's loaded in the memory. So if you don't have a lot of memory which can also make your computer a little slower if you get too much stuff running. To uncheck most everything in here, you can probably uncheck. I wouldn't worry about it because it really doesn't. If it's something that important, Windows will have it in a different startup menu. Than this one. So uncheck those. Apply. OK, and then you'll have to reboot your computer, and then it should be quicker loading up if you got rid of all this junk in here. Okay, those are the few things you can do that will speed up your computer. If you do all those, you should have a quicker boot up time, and once you're into Windows, you should be able to access your files and applications faster and better. The only other thing at that point, when you do all this, if it still have a problem being too slow, it's probably your hardware, and you'll have to do some upgrades like memory or CPU upgrade or faster hard drive, a bigger and faster hard drive. So those are options. And like I have an SSD drive. Those are the fastest you can get. They're the best, the most stable, but they are expensive. And so that's why I have two drives. I have a smaller C drive, which is the operating system, mostly just the operating system on it, a few programs, and then I have another drive I install all my programs to. So that makes my system faster and less expensive because, like I said, the SSD drives are expensive. So the smaller one you can get just for your operating system, the quicker your computer will be. So that's another thing you could possibly do. All right, I hope this video helped everybody, and hopefully your computers are running smooth. Razer out.